General Langley, can you talk about why we care about what's happening in Africa right now? I mean, what if you tell the American taxpayer, why are we there? Why are we spending the money we're spending there?
Thanks for the question, Senator.
Hey, call me Louis. This is my spot. LuiSpot.
Thank you, General Kurilla and General Langley, for your service and for being here this morning. And thank you for the maps. I love the maps the DoD gives us.
Amen.
And picking up on that, I thought it would be helpful for us to have a map of AFRICOM, and most of CENTCOM, I think, is in there, with respect to where we don't have ambassadors. I really appreciated both of you talking about a whole of government approach that you're doing in your areas of responsibility, because, as you point out, there isn't a military solution in these countries. And I wanted to show this map. You can see by the pins where we do not have ambassadors in Africa and also in Turkmenistan. So we have 8 open missions in Africa. The African Union in Zimbabwe, Nigeria, the biggest, most populous country in Africa, Cabo Verde, Djibouti, where, as Senator Wicker pointed out, the Chinese have a base, Liberia, Somalia, Burundi, and Burkina Faso also do not have an ambassador in Turkmenistan in CENTCOM. So how important is it for us to have ambassadors in the countries where you're operating to help us move the missions that we have in these countries? I'd ask both of you to respond to that.
Senator, it's very essential that we have, especially with our whole of government approach. Our African partners understand that we're here to help them reach their overall national goals of stability and security. But when we bring our assurance actions and our African campaign plan and say 3D, they said, okay, then why aren't we important enough to have an ambassador? And so it does draw a strategic communication that can be exploited and leveraged by the Russian Federation and the People's Republic of China. It is certainly essential.
Thank you. And I would point out that the PRC has ambassadors in all of those countries. General Kurilla.
Hey, thank you, Senator. Actually, it's been a great year for CENTCOM in terms of getting ambassadors confirmed, so I thank this body for that. And in Turkmenistan, the recent ambassador did recently leave, so we actually had a very good, it's critical to have an ambassador. I talked to the ambassador from Iraq just this morning.
Well, thank you. I would hope that our colleagues on both sides of the aisle, but particularly those Republican colleagues who have been blocking these ambassadors, will help us get this done. It's in our national security interest to have ambassadors in these countries. It helps not just with your mission, but with other efforts that Americans are making in those countries.
Thank you. General Langley, can you talk about why we care about what's happening in Africa right now? I mean, if you tell the American taxpayer, why are we there? Why are we spending the money we're spending there?
Thanks for the question, Senator. For access and influence, I'd say that a number of countries are at the tipping point of actually being captured by the Russian Federation, as they are spreading some of their false narratives across Libya. And from a strategic answer piece, access influence across the whole Maghreb, that is NATO's southern flank. We need to be able to maintain access and influence across the Maghreb from Morocco all the way to Libya. The PRC and Russia are also remaining exploitative where possible and coercive when necessary. They want that ground. They want power projection capabilities. So for the most part, the rest of the continent is also for mining concessions, whether it be gold or rare earth minerals. Both of them have a long-range plan. But I think at the accelerated pace, the Russian Federation is really trying to take over Central Africa as well as the Sahel.
Thank both of you.
Thank you, General. General Langley, African military leaders are enrolled, to my understanding, in as many as in many of China's 34 military officer academic institutions and their associated non-commissioned officer schools. In fact, I think the PALA annually educates roughly 2,000 African military leaders currently. And I'm certainly troubled by that and concerned that these training efforts are clearly part of PLA's broader efforts to have control or have significant influence in Africa. So my question for you is, how is AFRICOM establishing military academic partnerships with African nations to counter China's efforts in this area?
Senator, thanks for that question, because that leads into my request for more international military and education training for our African partners. They treasure our values. They acknowledge and best practices of a civilian-led military. And what we offer in our value proposition is why they keep asking me for more seats. Morocco, I was there a few weeks ago and talked to their higher learning of their command and staff and top-level schools, and they said, we're replicating what you guys do in the United States, because they keep asking us for more seats, because the United States doesn't offer enough. That is also competing with the Russian Federation. They're beating us 12-1, Senator.
Wow.
So 12-1, and then all the statistics you just stated there in the PRC trying to get influence. They are trying to unseat us as a security answer of building capacity and capability to meet all the threats these African countries have to endure.
Thank you.
General Langley, I'm very proud of the North Carolina to include both the Republic of Malawi and the Republic of Zambia, in addition to its current partnership on the African continent with the Republic of Botswana. Can you please provide an update on the state partnership program in AFRICOM, particularly on the new partnership with Malawi and Zambia?
Yes, Senator. This was just talking to General Hokanson, especially at the anniversary last summer. We see that outsized effects of the institution of state partnership programs. I wish we had more, because in competing with our competitors of Russian Federation and the People's Republic of China, they have nothing to match that. So these are the assurance actions that really solidifies us as a partner of choice. Other countries see this and they ask when are they going to get their country partnership. So this vastly outweighs some of their rhetoric, and when I say there, I'm talking about the competitors, of how they're trying to replicate what we're trying to do, because we already know that within Africa, the Russian Federation wants to establish a ground game that resembles a state partnership program, but it doesn't have the values and doesn't have the values, the democratic values of what we bring, that is the intrinsic values for stability, security and prosperity with our African partners.
Thank you, General. So how do short-term continuing resolution CRs, how do they impact the execution of the state partnership program?
They participate in building resiliency and getting on the continent and partnering with them. So there's no new start. So if they're going to be part of a exercise such as like African Lion, I'm not sure if the Utah National Guard can actually come this year, because that's on this next budget's money that hasn't been appropriated yet.
Now, that sums it up for this video. What do you guys think? Share thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Let's have a proper discussion about this without having me impose my opinions and ideas on this matter. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, so that the YouTube algorithm can know that this video was so much interesting and share it far wide to more avid viewers just like you. Subscribe and click the notification bell if this is your first time watching these videos, and so that you can be notified as soon as we make a new upload on videos just like this. My name is Louis. Until next time, peace out.